Hey everybody, next door here, and I'm back with another review. Um, this time for The Whale. It's a 2022 drama film directed by Darren Aronofsky, and it stars Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Ty Simpkins, Hong Chow, and Samantha Morton. In this film, a reclusive English teacher suffering from severe obesity attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter for one last chance of redemption. So, what did I think of The Whale? Well, if I'm going to be completely honest, I hated it. Now, there are a couple good things in this film, but I can really see where the Oscars are rigged to the point where they're rigged so that people will think, "Oh yeah, they won this legitimately." And I'm not trying to shit on Brendan Fraser because I don't want to. Given the assaults he had to endure by executives and producers, sexual assaults, given how Dwayne Johnson fucked him over and didn't go to bat for him, even though Dwayne Johnson wouldn't be a movie star without Brendan Fraser starting him on The Mummy Returns, given his wife basically stealing all of his money because she knew she could. All of the shit that Brendan Fraser has dealt with. And the thing that makes people go, "Oh, I loved Brendan Fraser all along," is this movie. And it sickens me to see people not showing who they truly are. I have often had to keep my own personal opinions to myself because other people have either gotten mad at me, blocked me online, stuff like that, because of political opinions, me talking about conspiracy theories, none of which should affect them. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Remember that? This movie has to do with that because the same people that shit on Brendan Fraser, that shit on all of these celebrities like Lindsay Lohan who got into drugs, all of these other people, uh, and especially Brendan Fraser when he started gaining weight and they started shitting on him about his weight, and now they do a movie. Now he's in a movie where the main point of it is to make you feel like shit. And now those same people that hated on him all those years, said he would never make it anywhere, said that he was a horrible actor, are now saying completely different things, invalidating their earlier opinions. Almost as if those opinions didn't matter at all. I hate this film because it seems more like the writers, the director, Darren Aronofsky, and pretty much everybody involved that's not an actor aren't making this because they care about this character or because they care about Brendan Fraser. This feels like the attempt to latch on to a popular subject, being Brendan Fraser getting back into Hollywood, and making a piece of shit, horribly written, horribly filmed, and other than Hong Chow and Brendan Fraser, not that well acted movie. But let me get to the cast. Brendan Fraser plays Charlie. He's a teacher, a literature teacher. He is overly obese. He's very obese. He's basically stuck inside of his house. There's a big plot line about him running away and abandoning his family to be with his student, who is also his lover, which also he's gay. Guys, aren't you glad we have a gay character that's obese and a kind of a terrible person? But you're supposed to love them. Uh, there's not a lot of good people in this movie. Hong Chau's about the only good person, but I'll get to that. Brendan Fraser does a great job. I'm not gonna say he's amazing in this because the writing only allows him to be so good, and the writing in this film is very fucking poor. And I know, I often talk about action movies that people would say have terrible writing because they don't understand that different genres entail different needs for the writing. An action movie doesn't need the fantastic writing because it's hinging on the action and the likability of the actors and their charisma. Can they deliver a one liner? That's what you look for in an action movie. You're not looking for fantastic writing. But Sadie Sink as Ellie, this is his estranged daughter. She was terrible. I'm just going to say that up front. Every scene with her was unbearable to watch. And I understand they want you to they want you to feel for this character. But I can't feel for her because she's such a cunt. Sadie Sink doesn't play her that well to a point. You could have easily had this character be like, okay, overly bitchy the first scene she's in, and then slowly as she goes on, slowly get better. Play it like Taiga in the anime Toradora, where she starts out being a complete bitch to Ryuji, and by episode 2, you start to see little glimpses of a budding friendship together, and then it slowly turns into romance. You could do something like that here because you have the time for it. It is a 2 hour long movie. You have the time for it. But no, she's played as a cunt the entire fucking movie, and it does not work. Ty Simpkins plays Thomas. He is a Mormon who is masquerading as somebody going door to door with this religious thing. The way this film handles religion is really just disgusting, and how it portrays its only religious character as the villain. There are ways that you could have this be kind of morally gray, where yes, he stole money and he's on the run from his parents because he's afraid of how they would react to him not working with the church anymore or whatever. But instead, what this film does is transplant Darren Aronofsky's own atheism into every one of the characters, like Hong Chau's character and Sadie Sink's character, so that they can bash him. And slowly, as the movie goes along, he becomes a villain. Because apparently, in order to win an Oscar, you also have to bash the Bible. Now, I'm not saying, again, as people who know me know, I'm not a super religious person, but I am tired of every fucking movie that brings up religion nowadays that's made in Hollywood or even independent movies like this. They bash the Bible because they think it's cool to. That's what this movie is doing. It has no weight in the story, and it's only there for the main character to have a line about, I don't want my gay lover to see me right now. If there is a heaven, I don't want him to see me from the afterlife in the state I am right now. It is only there for lines where you're supposed to think that the characters are smart for saying these things. And Sadie Sink goes on some diatribe about like, oh, you're gonna try to say that he's not okay and shouldn't be in heaven because he's gay, which is not true. I've said this multiple times. Look in the Bible again. It never says that God hates gay people. Never once. It is a sin. Yes. And every movie that I've seen so far that has talked about gay people in the Bible have made Christians out to be, or Mormons as well, to be these crazy morons or like a cult. They actually say that by name call the main character a cultist, or that character a cultist, because he's Christian or Mormon. I keep forgetting he's Mormon. Uh, Christians and Mormons out there, you're not cult members. If you're a true Christian, you are not a cult member. Don't let those people talk to you that way. Um, but yeah, Ty Simpkins doesn't play the character that well because he's given almost nothing to do. He's pretty much just there to be bashed until later in the film, where there's a bit earlier in the film where Brendan Fraser's character says, don't you find me revolting?" And he says, "No, I don't." And then later in the film, when this would happen with normal people, not even just like Mormons. If you corner somebody and keep saying, "Oh, do you think I'm this?" they're going to say yes at one point. And it's supposed to be a moment where you're supposed to hate this character, because Brendan Fraser keeps walking towards them slowly and slowly, backing him up against a wall, being very hostile. And he's like, "Don't you find me disgusting? Come on, admit it. You find me disgusting." And then he finally says, "Yes, yes, I find you disgusting." And this movie, immediately, I was like, I hate this. Like, I out loud with my mom watching this movie said, I fucking hate this. Because this is what Hollywood or these directors think about you. If you want to have a Christian character in your film or Mormon character in your film, fine. Write them like a human being. Don't write them like a cartoon. Everybody in this is written like a cartoon. But Hong Chau as Liz, I have to get to the plot actually. Hong Chau as Liz, I liked her here. She's his caretaker. He doesn't want to go to the hospital for some unknown fucking reason, which could have prevented a lot of the shit that's happening in this film. There's some weird thing about him giving all of his money to his daughter, and that's why he's not like, this movie makes the main character very unlikable by the end. When you find out that he's giving all his money to his daughter because he ran away with his gay boyfriend. Again, another horrible fucking thing he did. And even as somebody who is gay, that was the way they portray all of this is just so disgustingly manipulative. This is a manipulative movie. This is a cry fest. This is what they want. They want a cry fest so that they can get the Oscars to be like, "Oh, I cried during this movie, so this is a great movie." It wasn't nominated for like Best Picture or anything, I don't think. It might have been nominated, but if it was, why? Other than some of the performances, this movie is not fucking well done at all. And Samantha Morton is Mary. She's there for like 7 minutes, an extended cameo, basically, as Brendan Fraser's wife. I've not really seen much of her work. I know she's in Fantastic Beasts. I know she's in Minority Report. She said all of these other things. She's fine. I can't really say a ton about her. There's not really enough of a character there for me to latch on to. But this movie, like the only reason I own this is because I was like, I'm gonna see this. I wanted to own it because I love Brendan Fraser. I love him. I've loved him from the beginning. I'm not faking this because I actually do love this man. Looney Tunes Back in Action is a childhood favorite of mine. I remember liking The Mummy the first time I saw it. There was another movie over there called Standoff, or Whole Lot of Soul, which is a British movie that he did. A lot of fun. It was a fun crime comedy thing. He was in The Poison Rose with John Travolta and Morgan Freeman. He was fun in that. He is a very fun actor. Hearing all the stuff that's happened to him, I'm sorry, I'm crying a bit. Hearing all the stuff that's happened to him really makes me upset to know that this is what he's going to be known for so many people, because the same assholes that were like, "Oh yeah, he's not that great of an actor." Oh, did you hear that he was screwed out of a bunch of money by his ex-wife and all that? Basically, they turned him into what they want every actor to be, which is manufactured. They want every actor, these same people who worship Hollywood, want every actor to be manufactured like Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, and all of these others that are constantly in headlines, constantly in tabloid shit. They can't take an actor being a true human. Actors are humans too. Hate to burst your bubble on that. Brendan Fraser is a human. He feels like a human. This film does not portray him as human. This character is not the right character for him. What he should have done was a comedy. A lighthearted comedy is what he needs, not another movie that seems to be laughing at him. I'm not saying this movie's fat phobic or anything. I don't believe fat phobia exists. If you were somebody who is morbidly obese to the point where you can't get out of your own house, to the point where you can't go in Walmart, you need help. It is not fat phobic or phobic anything for somebody to worry about your being in that way, where they're saying, if you need help, I can call help. If you need help, just come to me. They are worried about you. I know this might not seem like it has anything to do with the movie, but it does. This movie seemingly is just okay. The writers of this movie are just okay with this main character just sitting there, basically doing nothing. Yeah, he moves around the house a couple times. They are okay with him rotting away because, oh, he paid for himself leaving the family and cheating on his wife with his own student and basically not doing anything to try to be in their lives. They think that he has repaid his debt to them by putting money in an account where now later they were like, oh yeah, you could have the Hong Chau's character was like, you could have helped pay for when my car got destroyed. And they go to such lengths to make this character so unlikable, yet I'm supposed to care about his character. I'm supposed to care about Sadie Sink's character. I'm supposed to care about Samantha Morton's character, even though she's an evil bitch too. There is no one to latch on to. In a film like this, where every character is unlikable except Hong Chau's character, but Hong Chau's character kind of just leaves the movie after a bit. She's not really in the movie as much as you'd think she'd be. And what you're left with is Brendan Fraser's character, who is not that good of a guy either. He's not. He's like he's not the worst person ever, but the fact that he screwed over his family in order to be with a student and in order to be gay and to go and all that. It's not the fact that he's gay. It's the fact that he left his own family and wasn't honest with them. He chose to do that. I'm not saying his sexuality was a choice. Whatever. I'm saying that he chose to destroy his own marriage. And later there's a bit where she says, you know, you just got married to me so you could have a kid, and he doesn't answer. Sounds like that's what it was. And you're supposed to buy this redemption at the end, and I don't buy it because the writing doesn't work. The acting from other characters other than Brendan Fraser and Hong Chau does not sell me on it. I'm not sold on his redemption because he seems to be a character who hasn't really learned much. And I'm supposed to buy it because of the poetry they keep reading or the other bits of just characters saying some of the dumbest lines I've ever heard. And I don't buy it. Not one bit. It's really sad, excuse me, that this is supposed to be Brendan Fraser's big comeback. What is he gonna do next? I think I heard. Oh yeah, he's in Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, like I don't. I just can't think of what's the. This movie's got me confused. I I can't. If any of y'all think that it's because this is a drama that I'm giving it this rating, it's not. I've loved plenty of dramas. Children of Men being one of them. Children of Men is one of my favorite films of all time. Leon the Professional has quite a bit of drama, but it balances it out with the scenes of them playing dress up, with the scenes of them having fun and all that. It balances the tone out. This needed very heavy balancing. Very heavy. Because other than a couple 2-second bits that are then ruined by right after something completely depressing happening, this film has nothing. And it gives me the same feeling that Schindler's List did, where it felt like the directors were trying to hammer something into your head rather than make an entertaining film. You could have made this a successful drama, but you didn't, because you chose to instead focus on bashing people who believe that God exists. You chose to make your main character an unlikable douchebag, and you chose to have the character with the second most screen time, Sadie Sink's character, be one of the worst acted and worst written characters in an Oscar nominated movie. I don't care about the Oscars, and I never will again after watching this. 3 Academy Awards: Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Hair Makeup and Hairstyling. That's about all this is worth. Some acting performances. Acting performances do not make a movie. You need a movie in order for those performances to work. Other than the fat suit, which, yeah, I'll give it that. The fat suit looks good. But what they do with it, where they try to make the character as disgusting as possible, and they make him as unlikable as possible, and you're supposed to buy his stupid fucking redemption at the end, it just doesn't work. That's about all I can say. The only reason I'm keeping this is because I love Brendan Fraser. And I hope he does better movies than this in the future. Because this is easily the worst thing I've seen him do. Compared to The Mummy, Looney Tunes Back in Action, even the direct-to-video movies that he did, again, Whole Lotta Soul or Standoff, and what's the other one he did? Poison Rose. Yeah, this is the worst thing I've seen him do. But yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed my review of The Whale. Sorry if it got a bit too emotional. If you've seen the film, let me know what you thought in the comments. If you have any recommendations, put those in the comments as well. And Movie Reviewer Next Door out.